with some Avengers movie coming out today, we have our own superheroes taking part in Schmoedown. Superhero News, Sabina Graves and Sean Gerber, as they are taking on that team that everybody loves, but makes me go boo-hoo-hoo, because R.I.P. the Harris brothers. The Evil Geniuses, of course. This is kind of a very interesting pairing. These two teams really don't have much in common in terms of strengths and weaknesses, but let's see who comes out on top today on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Welcome back. It is a dreary Friday day. The rain is pouring, the wind is blowing, and everybody else is going to watch Avengers. But I'm here reacting to Schmoedown. Thank God I did it last night. Yeah, Evil Geniuses and Superhero News. Again, these are kind of polar opposite teams. Obviously, I think Evil Geniuses is probably the favorite on paper. Going to be interesting to see how Superhero News fares. I think it's been nearly an entire year since they played last against, I believe, critically acclaimed, unless I'm forgetting a team that they played in the middle there. I think it's actually been that long, though. I think it's actually been a full year since they actually played. So, going to be interesting to see what the ring rust is for them as a team. Obviously, Sean Gerber has played recently. He played in the Patreon exclusive MCU 5-way match, which was a very, very great match. For anybody that's interested in joining the Patreon page for Schmoedown, that is a great match to be introduced to for the Patreon tier. It was a very high scoring, very competitive match, and the winner was very well deserving. And that's all I'll say about that. I won't spoil anything else. Just like Endgame, won't spoil that match too. So yeah, I've been on record. I have mixed feelings about Lon and JTE being a team again. I really wanted to see the Harris brothers remain a strong, cohesive unit, but that is now the way of the dodo. So they're obviously the favorites for a reason, and the ring rust of Sabina and Sean is probably going to show in this match. And Lon is now, playing a couple matches now this year, and JTE is making his triumphant return for the 50th time this year, as they'll probably point out. It's amazing how many times you can make your return, even though you've played. This is, I think, the 5th time this year that he's played, but just making his return. Just saying. So yeah, not really much else to get into. Just hoping for a competitive match. So without further ado, let's do this in 3, 2, and 1.
That's right.
Ah, that poor table.
Without me, you're nothing.
Or I beat someone who betrayed me, I get to choose the stipulations for the next match. So you know what?
Andrew Guy throwing down the hammer has challenged Ben Bateman to a May showdown in Houston. Booker T's
Houston, you have a problem.
Guy versus Bateman in a stipulation match. Guy said if Bateman happens to beat him, he
Yeah,
can
boo, Yankees. Like the Orioles or any better.
Will not be able to compete in this year's Ultimate Schmoedown singles tournament. That is a hefty price to pay.
And on May 18th, you're done. Your season is done. Your career is done.
At least it's not May 19th. Kane would be going crazy right now.
I was born to compete. I was born to perform.
The trials of Sam Levine continue.
Hey, bud.
Hey,
How's it going, man?
You can't be here. You're suspended.
I want to apologize for throwing the belt I know
As you
that
should.
I've been on suspension for a touch, but I really feel like it was a crime of passion.
Yeah.
It was more of a shove, a push, if you will. It was in the way of my arms. I've got long arms that are hairy.
Right. It doesn't really matter though if it was a push.
Doesn't really matter.
Throw, you're not gonna
Hey.
You know
Okay.
that. You know.
I know. You know what it was? Is I don't like belts.
You're more of a suspenders guy?
Yes, correct.
I understand.
Yeah,
Well,
or a cummerbund. If you
okay, fair enough. But here's the thing for me, is that Emma, she's been really on my case about me, not actually doing anything as commissioner.
Whoa.
So but she's kind of right. So I wanna actually step up and commish a little. So I got a stipulation for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know you
More
already said a little bit of
stipulations.
suspension,
Yeah.
but here's a stipulation.
Okay.
I want you to play Paul Oyama.
Okay. I don't.
That's
I don't know.
random.
But nobody does. That's not the point.
Okay.
If you win,
Yeah.
suspension over.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
But
Yes.
if Paul beats you, I gotta add an extra month.
An extra month.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta have
listen.
Don't worry, you wouldn't have played another match in that time anyway.
Steps back from a challenge. Okay. That's why I wrestled a rhino in the 8th grade. It was a kid named Rhino. It
Yeah,
wasn't an actual rhino. He was like a little bit bigger.
Kid named Rhino? Gore! Gore!
Yes. And that's what
Wrestling fans will get that.
Now, I will take on Paul Oyama. Paul Oymandana?
Paul Oyama.
Oh.
All
A
right.
little Michael McDonald reference there
I
for
liked
you
it.
folks. And I will take it.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for your stipulation, sir.
My pleasure.
Nobody stipulates quite like you do.
That's how you commish, my friend.
Yeah.
That's how you commish.
It's a Schmoedown. Hello, Mark. Hello, Christian. The gang's all here. It's been 63 years.
That's right, Christian. When you look at the landscape of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Team Division, you and I used to rule this landscape.
It's
way back
stacked.
in the late 60s. And then you had
The
the
late
hippie movement,
60s.
and then
The Beatles were
WWE
great in the late
Now we
60s.
find ourselves with two teams competing here.
That's
today.
obviously why I wore the shirt, of course. I totally knew that reference was coming.
Well, here's the thing, though. The Anarchy tournament started a lot of noise.
Revolution.
It really did, and it has made the division stacked. One of those teams that was formed in Anarchy was the team of Lon Harris and Little Evil JTE. Now, the thing was, they looked like they had a match against the Wildberries. They wiped the floor with the Wildberries, and it looked like,
Of course they did.
My pick to win the whole tournament. JTE got on a scooter, and that's the last we heard of JTE. JTE was out for a while. He was
never gonna let that scooter go.
Enter Jonathan Harris. Jonathan Harris became the Harris brothers with Lon Harris.
They're actually related.
They are. They made it all the way
Are
to the
you
finals.
sure?
And there was it just seemed, oh, here's this new team. What place will JTE have? JT returns at the free-for-all. The crowd goes nuts.
They loved him, standing ovation, rightfully
It was
so.
great, but then following, there was a match.
Oh, everybody got a standing ovation.
Inky and the Brain and the movie guys, and right before that started, JTE interrupts a meeting between the Harris brothers and challenges
perfect-
Jonathan Harris.
what
Says,
the-
Listen, we're gonna play. Emma and Sam oblige, and we find ourselves that we had.
Well, apparently Sam didn't oblige. He's not done anything.
Back, and Jonathan is the manager.
The Harris brothers are no more. Jonathan, reluctant manager though he may be, is shepherding these two. We'll probably see him in the introductions here in just a little bit. But when you look at the combination of what the Evil Geniuses bring to the table, it's a lot of action popcorn movie know-how and also a lot of classic cinema, as Lon Harris and his Pike can attest to.
All right, so this is going to be more of like a promo here than it's a little pre-interviews, but we'll see how we got here. Here we go.
No interviews. Well, Lon and JT hate each other, of course. Oh, we just
Little Evil is
gotta keep being
We
mean.
now have the Evil Genius is back.
When you look at the Evil Geniuses, I see that chemistry working right away.
Superhero news.
Well, they did. Well, who knows what they got now?
They're here for a reason. They're here to compete.
Now we have Sean Gerber and Sabina. Their knowledge is expansive.
And your winner!
I think you guys might have the beginning of a
Oh,
real great
poor
team
new box
here.
office breakdown.
Critically
We have
acclaimed,
not
they were
seen
the
you since.
hands-on favorite to win the whole tournament last year. And your
Were they?
We're not afraid of anybody in this league. We are here for the competition. We are here to be champions. This is a setback, but it's not.
Hey,
it's
the
not-
Infinity War shirt. I got my Infinity War shirt somewhere. Where's it? There it is. My Infinity War shirt. I wore it to Endgame because I like promoting the wrong movie. Yes!
Like I said, Mark, there's just a lot of story there from the beginning of JTE winning. Don't forget, JTE still, to this day, the half of the longest reigning team champions over a year and a half.
More because of Jeff Snyder. I'll say that because I can.
They defended the title, I think, 6 different times.
And because I gotta suck up to Jeff. Gotta keep apologizing to him for making him get booed in Chicago.
Again, 1-0. This is their first match, but it's Sean and Sabina who also want to prove, oh yeah, okay, you guys are setting us up against these two guys. This is Sean Gerber and Sabina. They know their stuff. They had a great match in their debut, and they stumbled against critically acclaimed, but they haven't played since. But they want to prove that they belong, and they're here to fight the Evil Genius.
Yes, Sabina Graves, Sean Gerber. If you look at superhero news, they may not have the breadth of knowledge, or at least proven that they have the breadth of knowledge, just because they have not had the amount of opportunities that obviously a JTE has had over the course of his career in the movie trivia Schmoedown. But you spin that wheel, maybe there's a comic book movie, maybe there's a superhero, maybe there's a Marvel slice that can get them going and possibly get them a lead. And we've seen this time and time again, Christian. You carry some momentum in.
Let's put Marvel, MCU, comic book movies, superhero movies, everything on the wheel.
Right now, here is Tail of the Tape.
That'll level the playing field.
Tail of the Tape. Tail of the Tape.
Ah, Tail of the Tape.
Comic book movies.
Welcome back.
Movies.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
MCU exhibition match this month.
Ooh, that's gonna get hot.
Yes, it will.
And I just saw that.
Lion. And then we also have the Evil Geniuses classics. You have Sly movies
Arguing amongst themselves. Of course. They hate each other.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Notable
it's time
accomplishments.
for the
Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Well, we've got accomplishments, but we don't want to be mean to JTE.
Introducing first, they are the ranked number 11 contenders. Give it up for Sabina.
I can't strum a guitar. I can't strum an air guitar, much less a regular one. Yeah, puppy dog, got a little puppy dog. And Sean's wearing a boomerang shirt. Oh wait, no, that's the Mermaid Man from that other comic book studio. Go Boomerang Man. Well, at least they kept the good song. But for how long? Cause I've been cracking and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my money gone. Fool. JTE don't like anybody.
Yeah, I don't understand, Professor. You gotta get locked.
I know how to write. It's not genteel.
No, it is really not. But nonetheless, here you are. Both teams sitting down at the table. Mark, what are the rules for this match?
Sabine and Sean brought a dog out, and Lon and JTE brought Jonathan out. I will take...
Who's being treated like a bitch?
We move on to the rules in round number 1, and that is 8 questions from 8 different movie trivia categories will be asked To the
Questions,
field. Here's
questions,
your
questions.
Please write down
A
your best attempt
billion
on the whiteboard
questions.
in front of you. Each question is worth
Let's
1
drink
point.
Tranya.
No penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1, nor is there any collaborating. This is a team match, but it is an individual exercise in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you have 15 seconds.
Although, can I have Lon help me out?
To reveal your answer, please show what you wrote on the whiteboard. At the same time, you verbalize it into the microphone. Each team also has 3 usages of the JTE rule. Hey, that's him right there. The JTE rule throughout the duration of the
Don't
3-round
pump
match,
your
and you
fist.
also
That's a
each have 1 challenge
tragedy.
at your disposal.
All right, now
That
we'll
is
set it up.
infamy to be
Superheroes
named
first.
after
You
that.
guys ready?
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 And the Evil Geniuses.
Indubitably. Yes.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay! Imagine if Daniel Bryan used that as his chant. Indubitably. Indubitably. Indubitably.
Who plays Sylvester Stallone's partner in the film Tango and Cash?
All right, give me putt for at least one of these. Yeah, competitors.
And
Remember.
5.
Remember who is who. 4.
Kind of a gimme to start.
2.
Kurt
1,
Russell.
Sabina.
Wesley Snipes.
Then
Oh,
JT.
no!
That'd be Demolition Man, and he's not his partner, but Kurt Russell.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I
Sean
didn't get it.
Didn't have it, Lon?
It is
Oh!
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. So the
Oh,
Geniuses started
no.
off here with 2 points right off the bat. Superhero News is going to have to try to close that gap. Here's the next one.
Move on to classics. And your
Oh,
question
dear.
is, in what classic 1955 coming-of-age film did James Dean famously cry, "You're tearing me apart"?
Lisa? No. No, wrong movie.
That's a different classic.
No.
It's not made in 1955. I'm going to go to
5,
4, 4,
3,
3,
2,
Jimmy Dean Sausage.
and JT.
Rebel Without a Cause.
Yes, Sean.
You
Rebel
got
Without
to...
a Cause.
Lon?
I could have
It is
sworn
Rebel
this was right.
Rebel Without a Cause.
Okay, there we go.
Well, at least they knew it.
2.
They're on the board.
Yep.
James Dean, he make
Yep,
great
the next one,
sausage.
1971's The French Connection follows a pair of narcotics cops investigating a smuggling ring in which U.S. city?
All right, so already 3 questions in. We've had 2 cop pairs.
Yes.
Questions. If you and I are a cop pair, who goes in to interrogate the suspect first?
Probably me.
Really? Yeah. You want to soften them up with me, and then you come in. and
What's the
close?
French Connection?
5, 4,
I would think
It's the job.
3,
it should be New
2,
Orleans.
1.
That would make the
Pen
most
10.
sense.
Philadelphia?
No, Lon.
Chicago.
No, Sabina.
New York.
Yes, and JT.
Nice.
But Detroit.
No, so only Sabina.
Oh.
Only Sabina. 4,
It's the French
3.
Connection. Why is it not New
I'll
Orleans?
point out to JT, it did not take place in Detroit.
Is that what you wrote? Let me see that.
I do that on occasion too. I tend to get that mixed up too.
No proof.
Move on to
He's
the
he's
world
not
of
the only
animated
one.
movies.
I'm guilty of
And
that.
the world of animated
Let me just say,
movies.
JT, I missed you so much.
Movies drawn by a computer on hand.
Missed
Your
him.
question.
You've seen him 5 times now.
Start together in what 2009 animated film? I said Meryl Streep. It seems that the crowd has soured. on Meryl
Bibiani
Streep.
left.
Oh.
Nah, too late.
And
5, 4.
and there was much rejoicing.
Can I get a repeat first?
I certainly can. George Clooney and Meryl Streep.
I have
Hailing from
cannot.
Detroit. Start together in what 2009 animated film?
I do not know this.
Pronounced Detroit.
What in the...
Detroit.
5,
Shoot.
4, 3, 2,
I can't pull it.
1.
What is it?
Pens down, please, and Lon.
It is the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It is.
Oh!
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yep, JTE.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
Didn't
Sean
have it.
Didn't have it. So Sean didn't have it.
Damn it.
All right.
6, 4. 6, 4.
The one category I can rely on.
Number 5.
Er.
Sci-fi. Who starred as the replicant Blade Runner K in Blade Runner
Oh.
2049?
If I gave you your name can only be a letter, are you taking K? Because that's your first name. Which one are you taking? I'm going with
X.
Z.
X. 5.
I'm going with J T
Hey, look, there's
H.
Z.
That works.
1.
Ryan Gosling.
X. And Sabina.
Hannah John Kimmin.
Incorrect. JTE.
Ryan Gosling?
Yes. Sean.
Ryan Gosling.
Yep. And Lon.
Ryan Gosling.
There you go. 8-5. 8-5.
So we
Next
see
question.
superhero news hanging around,
Yes,
but the
only
Evil
3 now.
Genius is threatening to pull away here midway through round number 1 as we get to the later part of the round with the category of comedies.
Lon.
Question is, What
Well, I gotta
type
drink
of
something
animal
when you do that.
bursts out of the Christmas tree and wreaks havoc in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Lon looking at a perfect round thus far.
It was just
No,
never
Chicago.
my family's
Oh, right. Sorry.
Christmas movie. It was Christmas Vacation. Never really. It's
5,
fine.
4,
It's not Scrooged.
3,
It's not It's a Wonderful Life.
Is it
2.
Chipmunk?
1, and JTE.
Squirrel.
It is. Sean.
Squirrel.
Damn it.
Lon.
I had raccoon.
Okay. Sabina.
Squirrel.
Okay, look at that. So now
It wasn't a chipmunk. Alvin.
Gets that, and now it's only a 2-point lead here by the Geniuses. And the next question is in the realm of
What have I only got 2 so
thriller.
far?
Which horror
Not
film
good.
involves a young priest named Damien Karras?
I think I knew this.
I tell you, I saw the new Pet Cemetery.
Oh, you might have going?
I went opening night,
And?
first showing,
Loved it?
front row.
Loved it?
Eh.
Oh, wow. 5.
It's not going to do what it did to me
4.
when I was 8 years old.
All right.
You know,
3.
it
2.
affected me.
Is that The
1.
Exorcist?
Sean.
Is it The Omen?
It is not. Lon.
The Exorcist.
Yes. Sabina.
The Exorcist.
Yes. And JTE.
The Exorcist.
Got it.
Talk
Okay.
about
Wow.
a movie that
A
affected
horror
me.
movie I actually got right.
Exorcist 3, also an acceptable answer.
That is
Yeah,
good.
well,
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
But 11. Huh?
I agree.
Not yet, sir. You haven't earned that as a manager. Please step right in.
Oh, now everybody's being mean to John.
Is a Patreon
Why are you so mean?
from Jeremiah Spivey. Jeremiah, he was a bullfrog and now he is a Patreon member. Thank you for supporting
Jeremiah
Movie Search on Patreon. If you want to hear your name
Bullfrog.
read during an upcoming match, check out the Patreon and select which tier is right for you. Thank you, Jeremiah, for supporting our show. Jeremiah
Thank you.
the category
Wait,
of
different
family
me.
films.
Every time you mention a Jeremy, it's always not me.
Oscar winner appears in the Night at the Museum franchise as the Pharaoh Ankmenra. Ankmenra.
Sabina having a wonderful round, by the way.
I think that Sabina and Sean are underrated as far as complimenting each other's
5,
knowledge. A lot like what JT and the Professor tried to do.
3, 2,
It's Robin
1.
Williams.
Pens down, JT. Lon.
Wait, me or JT?
He hit put pens down, but you
sorry.
you go.
I had Ben Kingsley.
It's incorrect, Sabina.
Rami Malek.
Yes, JTE.
Oh,
I didn't have it.
And Sean.
I also had Ben Kingsley.
So just Sabina has it. She cuts it to 11. Sabina really carrying the weight here at Superhero News in the first round.
The dog's a good luck charm, Christian.
Yeah, all right. So now we're going to get to round number 2 for our teams here. A lot closer here than I think a lot of people thought here, Mark.
The Evil Geniuses leading by only 2 here going into round numero dos, known as the Wheel Round, the Wheel of Fate. Doom,
Wheel of
and
Death,
Justice.
gotta pray to the wheel.
At the wheel.
It's all luck,
Each
there be no
slice on that wheel
debate.
contains 4 movie
Oh,
trivia
Luxon
questions
St.
in
John
said
has a
genre.
belt
Each
he
question
must
is worth 2 points. There's no
reclaim.
penalty for missing a question.
Wheel of
However,
Death,
stealing is
gotta
available
pray to them.
in round number 2. If you're not sure of the answer to the question, simply ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. And you
I
are
can't
allowed
remember
to
the rest of the
collaborate
lyrics.
with your
I'll have to
teammates
listen
for
to it
each and
again.
every question of all 6 of them. Excuse me, 6 questions for the team
So-
match.
something, something,
And I will
something,
point out
something.
2 slices on the
There's
wheel
true.
are sponsored
They know
by
what
a
I
movie
say
search vote on
is
Patreon.
true.
Those would be
Wheel
80s
of
movies and
Death.
Scarlett Johansson movies. So if either team
Scarlett
scores either one
Johansson?
of those
She
categories,
was in
it's
some
the
movie I
name
saw
of
last
that
night.
movie.
What was
All right,
it
so with
called?
that, the Geniuses have
Not
a 2-point
the
lead
Spirit.
Here, so would you guys like to go first or second?
Yeah, we're gonna go first.
You're gonna go first. All right, go ahead and spin from the wheel, not the peg, Professor.
Lon Harris
Lon hitting the wheel.
taking the scenic route to the wheel.
Yep.
Hit the wheel.
And here he goes in. Jonathan trying to coach his brother from afar.
JT wants nothing to do with it.
Hit the wheel. Hit the terrible wheel.
Wheel.
Good
This
spin here by
could
Lon.
be
Good
a spinner's
spin.
choice directors.
Oh.
The directors and JT is going to come over to consult with Lon.
Will they go?
And here
Yeah,
comes
look at
Jonathan wanting
Jonathan
to
running out
relay
of
the
it.
answer.
You're gonna take it. Are they gonna take it?
They're going to take
Not even
directors.
listening to them, man. You're gonna take it. Okay, Jonathan. Thank you.
I hereby announce that my team will take it.
All right, guys. You're gonna get 6 questions in the realm of directors. 6 questions. Can't steal superhero news in these questions. Here we go. First question. Who directed 1991's New Jack City?
Mario Van Peebles.
Correct.
Mario Van Peebles. Peebles? Like
For which movie
Flintstones?
did Sidney Lumet receive his first Oscar nomination?
12 Angry Men. I know he did that. 57, I believe.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Go multiple.
1.
Let's go multiple.
Is it A,
Multiple choice.
12 Angry Men, B, Dog Day Afternoon, C, Network, D, The Verdict?
Yeah.
12 Angry Men?
Correct for 1 point.
Ah! I got one right, and that's only because I remember a previous
Catherine
question
Bigelow's
asked about it.
directorial debut was with which 1981 film which featured Willem Dafoe in his first starring role? Five, 4, 3.
We'll do multiple choice.
A, The Loveless. B, The Hunger. C, Platoon. D, Near Dark.
I don't think it's Platoon.
I believe it's The Loveless.
For 1 point. Yeah.
Teammates
Impressive.
using each other's strengths wisely thus far, negotiating multiple choice.
Question 4. Who directed Any Given Sunday?
Oliver Stone.
For 2 points. Okay.
Both knew that one.
All right. Here's question number 5. Question number 5. Who was the director of the 2002 drama 25th Hour?
Spike Lee.
For 2 points.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, they're starting to feel it now, Christian.
Final question in this
I'm really
round.
feeling it.
Who wrote, directed, and stars as Carol in the 2013 comedy In a World about a woman trying to make it in the voiceover industry?
Lake Bell.
Correct for 2 more points. So
JT
Who?
Geniuses,
Who's that?
Geniuses get themselves to 21-9 after their 6th question, and now Superhero News will go and take the
Sabina
wheel.
and Sean need a very big round.
So it looks like she is going to be spinning the wheel.
So Sabina spins it, and Christian, if they throw a perfect round, and when I say perfect, I mean getting all the questions right on their face, not asking for multiple choice, they can be tied going into round number 3. As we pass spinner's
Hit it
choice,
up.
this could be modern classic.
I don't think they're keeping it because no one ever
Feeling it?
does.
We might be seeing another spin
Yeah,
here.
give it a whirl.
What does the team want to do?
Again.
Going again.
Again, have at it.
Nobody likes modern classics. Poor Jaws, poor Back to the Future, poor Jurassic Park, poor Schindler's
80s
List.
movies. All right, 80s movies. Okay, so now
Yeah,
80s movies.
You gotta keep it now.
All right, well, they did hit 80s, Christian, and as you take another swig of water, I get to say the name John Johnson. John Johnson.
Thank you, John.
John Johnson with the John Johnson memory system. I love that Bob and Tom skit.
New releases wedge. Well done, Mark Ellis. I'm taking all the credit for making that wedge, although I actually had nothing to do with it.
I want my 2010s wedge created as well.
Thanks to John Johnson. We get 6 questions. Your first question of 6. In Silverado, who played a knife-wielding
Silverado.
Slick?
Multiple choice.
Is it
yes.
A, Christopher Walken, B, Jeff Goldblum, C, Kevin Kline, or D, Steve Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi.
5, 4, 3.
Kevin Kline.
That is incorrect for a 1-point steal, Evil Geniuses. Is it A, Christopher Walken, B, Jeff Goldblum, C, Kevin Kline, or D, Steve Buscemi?
Jeff Goldblum.
For
Give him
1
a point. It's a big steal, Christian.
Big steal.
Starting to look at knockout or TKO possibilities here. Your next question, back to superhero news. What comedian plays Rufus in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
George Carlin. Yay, I've got one.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, George Carlin, B, Richard
Yes.
Pryor, C, Rodney Dangerfield?
Oh, you should have done the Bibiani. Is it A, George Carlin? Yes. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Rodney Dangerfield.
That is incorrect for a 1-point steal.
That would be George Carlin.
It is George Carlin, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, a 14-point gash has opened up the Evil Geniuses superhero news so tight
Ooh.
in the first round, Christian. It really has opened up, but we come to the third of 6 questions here for superhero news in the world of the 80s. Your next query is, who wrote the screenplay for the Brian De Palma directed film Scarface?
Ooh. That's a thinker.
5, 4.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Brian De Palma, B, Ben Hecht,
I don't think
C,
so.
David Mamet, or D, Oliver Stone?
Is it Oliver Stone?
There's a point for them. Sometimes you just need momentum to get you going in a category that you didn't necessarily want. That's the case here with Superhero News. They're now halfway through round number 2 in the world of the 80s, still trailing by 13 points, so they still need more ground if they are indeed going to go.
They need lots of ground and dirt and grass and seed and maybe a tree.
Ren
named
moved
Groot.
to the small farm town from what metropolitan city? This is the 1984.
Metropolitan? You mean metropolitan? Metropolitan. It's metropolitan.
Multiple choice. A, Boston. B, Chicago. C, New York. Or D, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Need to guess. 5, city here. 4, 3.
You repeat?
Certainly can. In Footloose, the 1984 version, Ren moved to the small farm town from what metropolitan area? A, Boston. B, Chicago. C, New York.
Boston?
Or D, Philadelphia. That is incorrect. Go to Evil Geniuses. Your options, once again, A, Boston. B, Chicago. C, New York. D, Philadelphia.
D.
It was not Philadelphia. It was the home of Portillo, Chicago. Chicago. Home of the Cubs and Sam Levine.
Oh, of course.
Your next one,
Of course, that's Sam Levine.
Baseballs. What species is barf?
Man, what is up with these questions?
5, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Is it A, a mog, B, a moof, C, a Dan, or
A
D,
Dan? Oh,
Zeus?
Dan. Moof?
Mog?
That is correct.
Oh, moof.
But now Christian, Superhero News, finds themselves in a position. They have to answer this question correctly, and they may not rely on multiple choice to force a round of 3. So Superhero News, multiple choice is off the table. They have to get this question on its face. And your last one, in the wild, previously wonderful, now hated decade of the 80s, your question is, which actress starred opposite Tom Hanks in the 1986 comedy The Money Pit?
Michelle Pfeiffer?
Do they have it in them? 5, 4, 3.
Can you
2.
repeat the question?
Certainly can.
Second one.
Which actress starred opposite Tom Hanks in the 1986 comedy The Money Pit?
Frida Wilson.
And your winners by way of knockout.
That darn 80s category. Darn you, John Johnson.
And Jonathan Harris looking like the happiest. The answer was Shelley Long. Looking for Shelley Long.
I think Jonathan Harris has found his call.
He is very happy here about it. JT, maybe not happy that Jonathan Harris is sucking so much of the attention. In Superhero News, Christian, it just comes down to what slice you spin sometimes. And 80s, miles away from what they wanted, probably at comic book movies. And maybe, because they had spun modern classics, they should have stuck with what they had in the first place.
Maybe so, but the question was, could the Evil Geniuses do what they did in Anarchy? And they certainly did. They knocked out their opponents. They did it to Wildberries. They just did it to Superhero News.
That's a shame.
Now, who will be next? Who will they play next? That is the question here, because listen to some of these teams, Mark, that are just running around in the team's division. Whether it's Who's the Boss, The Odd Couple, Shire Wolves, Corruption, Critically Acclaimed, the Scream Queens, Founding Fathers, The Family, The Paddington 2, Wildberries.
It's a lot of capable
so
teams
much.
you're rattling off here.
Late to the party, Stacy and her new partner. There's so many teams now that these guys could face. But
Still didn't reveal who Stacy's partner is.
Look, they're building their record. They have some managerial chemistry issues to solve between Jonathan Harris and Little Evil. But if that's your biggest hurdle, I think that they're in good standing, because Lon Harris and JT, they complement each other so well. And we saw a little bit of that with Sabina and with Sean. It just wasn't able to factor into round number 2, and that's when they needed it the most here today.
That's absolutely right. And I think it's got to be a little deflating anytime it's a knockout. You don't get past the second round, but we'll see how they handle it. We're going to talk to Jen Sturger, who's with both Superhero News and the Evil Geniuses, Here we go.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with the Evil Geniuses.
Evil.
JT, I feel like it's safe to say you're back. You guys are performing like you were.
Huzzah.
Right where you left off in the Anarchy, before your accident.
Yeah, it just kind of confirms what I thought. If I didn't get in that accident, we would have ran the floor with the whole teams. I think we'd have the belts right now. It's really a tragedy.
I mean, not to say that Jonathan didn't do a great job in your place.
No, you could say that.
I don't mean that at all. He's always been nothing but gracious toward me, his new manager.
Fine performances all around, I would just
Absolutely.
like to say. I think 3 huzzahs and a pip-pip to all competitors.
I think we trained perfectly, Lon. I think you were in fine form. I think you were quick. In fact, you might have set a record for quickest answered had someone else not had to discuss things with you every few seconds.
There was a bit of discussion behind the scenes, but I think it all worked out for the best.
Slowing you down, but that's okay.
What are you talking about? Yeah, well, first of all, huzzah, pip, pip. Those sound like colas to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I'm saying salutations and greetings.
Salutations. Who does?
Greetings and salutations.
Listen, here's the thing. This guy did nothing. At least with Tom, he had some swagger. I felt like he was involved. He was walking back and forth. He's over there like doing algebra or something, or just taxing.
Listen.
I don't even know what he's. You pay attention to math?
Trigonometric function, sir.
You take that back. I didn't do that.
Jete. I think what we may be overlooking here is Jonathan and I share a filial bond, and I would like things to remain pro tempore, professional, if you will. I would like this to be
Clearly, from the victory today, it seems like this is a perfect match, a match made in heaven.
Listen, it just confirms again what I said. We work together really well. We both know what we're talking about. Even the things that we struggle in, we're able to come together with our minds and just become to the right conclusion. I'm trying to talk like you guys. I'm not doing a good job.
I don't struggle today. It's all right.
But here's the thing.
Too many carbonated beverages, like a pip and huzzahs.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, this has been great. You know what? I think all it comes down to is you guys played a great match together again. Who do you want next?
I mean, listen, I hate to say this, but Jeff Snyder, the odd couple, whatever the hell they're called, I want to prove that the Patriots weren't just a fluke, that if I am on a team, we can take it to championship no matter who my partner is.
Didn't we already?
Yes, we have already defeated the peculiar twosome.
Well, that just proves my point. They can be easily beaten. If you guys beat them, we're going to destroy them.
No, they are quite a formidable odd couple, a film starring Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau from the 60s.
Yeah, don't
Grumpy Old Men? I know Grumpy Old Men. I saw both of them in theaters.
Do not underestimate Mr. Undreco. He's a fine competitor.
What are they saying?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Oh, sorry about that superhero news. That could have gone better. You know what? If it was a wheel full of superheroes and comic books, maybe things would be a little different, right?
Yeah, no, when we spun 80s, I was really hoping maybe we'll get some horror in here, but did not work out that way.
Were you guys even born in the 80s?
I was not. But I'm familiar with a lot of 80s films that are specific genres. Yeah.
I have no excuse. I should have got some of those, and some of them I just talked myself out of answers, especially when with multiple choice getting down to 50-50.
Footloose.
Just didn't play with the kind of confidence that I should have played. I'll have a lot more confidence in the MCU exhibition match, but for this one, I also feel like I let my teammate down. She did a great job in round 1, and I didn't bring my A game today, and you have to. You go up against a legend of this game like JTE and then Lon. I mean, these guys.
Who's a legend in this game?
Champions one day. And if you're gonna go up against them, you have to bring your best stuff. And
Let's be clear, you lost against not scrubs.
No,
do you know what I mean? If you're gonna go down like that.
Yeah, we've lost against critically acclaimed and evil geniuses. So these are top players,
for sure.
Critically acclaimed, just challenged for the tag titles. I mean, these are top contenders that we're going up against. And when you go up against top competition, sometimes it doesn't go your way.
No, definitely. And I think Sean and I have realized through a lot of the matches we've done is that we have a lot of wedges or categories that we have in common that we just haven't been able to meet in a way where if there's a wedge that one of us does not have a strength in, kind of has not worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. I mean, strategically, we're not the greatest team because, as Sabina said, there's too much overlap in our strengths and our weaknesses. So it's the same wheel slices that are going to hurt me, that are going to hurt her, and we're both hoping for the same strength. So we just don't have the odds just aren't in our favor as a team. So we've been talking about it, and we definitely feel like it's going to be better that we just stay friends rather than be Schmoedown teammates.
I feel like you guys are this is a very amicable divorce. God.
It's very amicable. Yeah.
So wait,
100%.
so no more superhero news?
No more superhero news.
So you're both free agents.
Both free agents.
Another team.
That was so nice, you guys. More parents should take note of that. Less divorce attorneys.
I agree. None needed here.
I might team up with my dog. Yeah.
Gus is a contender.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well, best of luck to you guys in the future. I'm really excited to see what these new teams look like.
So am I.
Back to you guys.
Another team done.
Both Sean Gerber and each other said we talked about it, and it just maybe it was time that they split up as a team, and they both had just they looked like they had already agreed on doing that. If it went down this way, it did, and so superhero news will go on their separate ways.
It happens in the league sometimes. It happens.
Yeah.
That not every team works. Not every team is great coming right out of the gate. But
It's
I do
happened
like the individual
a
futures
1,000 times just this season.
The dog, Christian.
Yeah, well, Evil Geniuses, though, you look at it was comedy gold with them all yelling at each other back there, and JTE and Jonathan still not on the same page, but Lon and JTE are on the same page. And if I'm a team in this league, I'm saying watch out.
Yeah, I would not want to go into the Evil Geniuses simply because in a round number 2 scenario like what we saw, there is not a wedge that you can give them that they are not comfortable with. Even with directors, they had to have a meeting of whether they're going to answer it or not, and JT ends up answering the bulk of the director questions. So it doesn't matter what you stick them with, they're going to come out with points.
Well, how about JTE going after Snyder, saying they want the odd couple? I mean, I think to me that match should happen sooner or later. Whether or not it's going to happen now, I don't know, but we'll see. It's something that Emma will have to figure out. But nonetheless, JTE is back, and he's having
back.
a hell of a
Again!
year.
He's back again!
He wins against Jonathan Harris. He wins his match in the Evil Geniuses, and now he also had a great run at the free-for-all.
Nice to see him back.
JT's having a nice run as he comes back, and I think that Lon Harris needed a little bit of that too, because his year was starting off a little rough, and now he's back in the winning side of things.
That's right. Whether you live in Ren McCormick's hometown of Chicago or you reside in Detroit, we love your patronage here with the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Check out the Patreon. Select which tier is right for you. For more info on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, go to triviasd.com. And for all of our upcoming live events, you can head to the schmoedownlive.com.
That's right. And speaking of which, May 18th.
May 18th.
Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman. You talk about a grudge match. Well, they are going to be going at it. Booker T himself will be in the arena.
We're going to need him there to break those two up.
He's going to be there for the main event. Now, why he's in Andrew Guy's corner, I do not know. But
What?
It is going
Why you reveal that?
On the undercard, you have the founding fathers, John Roca, and the Movie Trivia
Is it sponsored by Chef Boyardee Beef Rooney?
Double Toasted, the homegrown Houston, Texas boys. They're going to be facing and having a battle. I can't wait. It's going to be
a rabid crowd that is probably going to be cheering on Double Toasted. But man, I mean, you're talking about Merle and Roca on a team together. That's the undercard. Houston's going to be something special. And
Houston.
You can get your tickets at the schmoedownlive.com, like Mark mentioned, triviasd.com. Thank you to all our patrons. If you're not listening to the Schmoedown Rundown, it is the Sports Center of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You can listen to it on Saturdays on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever podcasts are found. You can also watch it on
who just got drafted?
On Sundays. Brad Gilman,
No
Frank
one.
Janish, and Chris Clark do a great job, so please go and check them out. And thank you. Go join Facebook. Join the whole lot of it. We have so much stuff for you guys.
Hey, I plug all that stuff.
The Facebook group.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The Facebook
You
page.
create a password however you want to do it,
Long
Mom.
day here on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Thank you guys so much.
Christian, Mark.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mark and Christian, Sabina and Sean and JTE and John and Lon, and all these names are rhyming, and jeez whiz. So yeah, unfortunately that match was not as competitive as I would have hoped. And another team done, ruined like a bracket. What can we do to have a team lose a match and stay together? It's not hard. It's just, what do you have to do? Is the winner of that Founding Fathers Double Toasted match, are they going to split? God, I hope not. Will Stacy and her new partner split if they lose their first match? God, I hope not. What is going on in the teams division? It's like, man, this division would be doubly stacked if teams stayed together. But yeah, it's just a bummer. But Lon and JT played a good match. So there's that. Just the chemistry or lack thereof of the Evil Geniuses. It's creating great entertainment, but for how long, who the hell knows. As far as this Paul Oyama Josh Makuga match, sorry Josh, that's a bummer of a situation you put yourself into. Shouldn't have put the belt between your cheeks, and I don't mean these cheeks. So yeah. So that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content and to mine as well if you so choose. Always watch their content first. It's the right thing to do. Follow me on social media at Twitter, WWEJTH1. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page, the Twitter page at the Schmoedown. Join the Patreon page if you can. It goes a long way and gives you some great tiers. Allows you to watch potentially the Patreon MCU 5-way match that just dropped yesterday. Was a great match to see. And lots of other great stuff. So, until next time, I will see you next Thursday. Where I believe the speculation and all the hype and wait will finally be over. I believe it is finally, they are going to reveal who Stacey Partner's partner, or Stacey's Howard's partner is. I screwed that all up. And I don't have to keep it a secret anymore. Yay! So I'll see you then. So until then, JTH, thank you for watching, and I bid you adieu.